Hello, welcome to Tay and Talk. I'm Tay, and I'm here with Nin, and this is our very special end of the year episode, Top 10 Movies of 2014.
It's the one we've been waiting for all year.
We've been waiting for this moment for so long. So we each got 10. Me and Nin, the interesting thing is, me and Nin actually don't know each other's top 10. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run down. We're gonna start at 10. And we'll each share our pick on down, but we don't know what the other guy's picks are. So it should be pretty interesting. There may be a little debate, a little disagreement.
Another interesting aspect is that we pretty much go see movies together all the time. So we've seen pretty much all the same
pretty
movies.
much all the same movies. And one other thing I want to mention is we didn't get a chance to see Imitation Game or Whiplash yet because they didn't even come out in theaters in 2014 for us, near us. So I mean, if you live in a bigger city, you could probably go see those, but we don't. So we haven't seen those yet. So those won't be in any of our lists, but they looked good. So maybe we'll see those soon.
Yeah.
And another thing is we both want to do a couple of honorable mentions. I have 3 honorable mentions, and Nin has how many?
I have 4.
Nin's got 4 honorable mentions. All right, so Nin, give me a couple of yours. What are your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions started off with Guardians of the Galaxy. I couldn't squeeze it in the top 10, so yeah.
What? Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy, that's a surprise, is an honorable mention for Nin.
Yeah.
Alright, screw it in. They might have not heard that right.
I said Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Already we're off on a rocky foot. Alright, what else? What other honorable mentions do you have?
Next, X-Men Days of Future Past.
That could be another controversial pick, but it wouldn't be so controversial to me because that's also one of my honorable mentions.
Honorable.
Yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't say that it ever became like a film. It always stayed in movie territory, and everything about it was good, but nothing blew my mind when I was watching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except I did like that Quicksilver scene. That was the best scene in the movie. But I have a feeling a lot of people remember the Quicksilver scene, and then they think that the rest of the movie was that good. I don't think it was.
There was some like bad CGI. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember a couple of bad things in it.
Yeah, but it was really good.
It was good, yeah. That's
I
why
think
it's an honorable
Maybe
mention.
even the best X-Men movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the X-Men movies are good.
Yeah, I need to watch X-Men 2 and 1 again, but it's probably the best one.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Yeah.
The next one, sadly I couldn't fit it in. John Wick.
John Wick, that was also one of my other honorable mentions. You can't go one Tay and Talk episode without mentioning John Wick and its brilliant score.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my other honorable mention.
The only reason it didn't fit in for me was because it's not even like a film at all. It's just pure entertainment.
Yeah, it would be in my top 10 favorites, but it wouldn't be in my top. It would be nowhere near my top 10 best.
There's some cliche stuff.
Oh, it has lots of cliches in it.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I liked it enough to give it an honorable mention.
Alright, Tay, yours.
And then I had one other one. I had a third one. Was Grand Budapest Hotel was my third honorable mention. I saw it a long time ago, so it's not so fresh in my mind. But of what I remember, it had good acting. It was quirky and funny, and it was very well directed. So I think it definitely didn't really etch a space in my mind though. So that's why I didn't put it in my top 10.
It had great directing by Wes Craven.
Yeah, Wes Craven really knows how to do an indie flick.
Okay, my last one is Fury.
Fury is your honorable mention?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good, but I was thinking about a few things that I was like, oh yeah, that wasn't that good.
Yeah, it definitely has its lows and it has its highs.
Yeah.
All right, so should we start with the top 10?
Yeah.
All right, I'll start it off with my number 10 pick, Fury. Here's why I liked it. I liked it because it had Brad Pitt, and I liked his performance. It had some key memorable scenes. It was well directed, and I really had a lot of enjoyment while I was watching it. It will not be remembered by anybody per se. I mean, if it comes on Netflix, it could become have you seen any good war films? Oh yeah, did you see Fury? you should watch that one. It's pretty good. But that's why it's number 10 on my list, not higher.
And we also saw it in like a really good sound system.
Yeah, we saw it in a huge theater, so that may have added to it, I think, a little bit.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, I really loved how the action scenes drew you in. But then I was also thinking, maybe they weren't that good. It just seemed better because the theater we went to was really good.
Maybe.
So that's why I kept
it had
it out
great.
of my list.
It had great sound, though. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was actually reading a lot of lists, watching a lot of reviews when that came out that said the worst part of the movie was the dinner scene.
Yeah.
Because it dragged so much or something or other. I liked that scene.
That was actually like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, but
maybe my favorite.
That was pretty cool. So Fury was my number 10. What was your number 10 then?
My number 10 goes to the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Great minds think almost alike.
Yeah. I put it in there just because when I think back on watching it, which was a while ago, all I remember was good. It was just really entertaining, enjoyable, had some good quotes, good acting, good everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what I want to say, though?
What?
Before we go any further, each movie on this list we've only seen one time apiece. Isn't that correct?
Let me check.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
So you have to keep in mind that this is a one viewing list. All these movies could be in a different order upon second viewing, because some movies are way worse the second viewing, some are way better. So this is just after one single viewing.
Yeah, that's actually what I had to keep in my mind when thinking about some of these movies. Like, if I watch it again, it probably won't be as good.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't factor that in.
That's actually the main factor why I kept Guardians of the Galaxy out.
Really?
And X-Men. I was thinking about the second viewing wouldn't be as good.
No, okay, I didn't even take that into account because you can't know for sure what you're going to feel the second time. Especially since Guardians of the Galaxy is a comedy movie. It's got, and it's all about having fun. You never know if it will hit the second time or not.
Yeah, but most, Airplane is a comedy, but the second time I watched it, I split a gut laughing. So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, okay, I guess to each his own. In the words of Green Goblin. And so your number 10 was Grand Budapest, and mine was Fury. So let's go. What's your number 9?
Number 9 goes to Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. Interesting pick for number 9. That's interesting. Yeah.
It's an impeccably directed film, but I just kept it a little higher because it wasn't that enjoyable. It was really dark and depressing.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking when I was thinking about Gone Girl? I said to myself, Tay, if this was a top 10 best directed and best quality movies, it would probably be number 1.
You think so?
Yeah, but you have to keep into account everything, and that's why I kind of agree with where you put that on your list.
Yeah,
it had great acting and great directing, and everything was perfect pretty much, except for it just didn't hit your heart.
Yeah,
there's some things in movies that can't be measured, and to me it didn't nail that aspect. But anyway, so your number 9 was Gone Girl. My number 9 was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Number 9. Yeah. Well, yes, your next one's gonna be Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. The reason I put Dawn at number 9 and not any higher, a lot of people really enjoyed it. But for me personally, I thought I actually for this one was the one where I thought that the second viewing would be worse.
Really?
Yeah, that was the one that really came to mind. The first viewing was epic, and there was a lot of cool scenes with the apes, and you don't remember anything with the humans or any of that aspect because that was really uninteresting, So I would want to watch it again to see Koba and to see Caesar and to see the action scenes, but I think it won't be excuse me, one of the best quality. It could have been higher on your favorite list, but it wouldn't be high on a quality list. So that's why I put it at number 9.
To me, though, the quality of that movie was kind of mind-blowing. Because for a movie like that, especially after the first one.
It's a quality blockbuster, but is it does it go up to quality standards?
I think it did at some points.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously some...
I definitely agree. I mean, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. There's definitely some scenes that transcend the blockbuster genre that it's in. But then there's also other scenes that kind of bring it down. So that's why I put it at number 9.
Yeah, I guess I agree with everything that you said.
Okay.
We just have a different placement for it.
All right, what's your number? Or wait, no. I'll share my number 8 then.
Okay.
All right, my number 8 would be Edge of Tomorrow.
I'll just go ahead right now and say it. So is mine.
Your number 8 is Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Nice, perfect. So we agree that. Well, what did you think about it? The reason I put it at number 8 was this wouldn't be in a top 10 list of quality, but I just loved. I had so much fun watching that I couldn't hold it out of my top 10.
Yeah.
It was so enjoyable to watch, from the action to the story. It reeled you in. You never were bored as you were watching it. Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt were both really good in their roles. Like, they just played their roles perfectly. It was like surprisingly funny.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think about the ending? It was pretty good.
Don't
Interesting.
people like kind of hate on the ending?
Yeah, everybody hates the ending. I don't
quite remember what happened at the end.
Yeah, well, stay away from spoilers, but it was kind of a controversial ending.
The main reason I put it at 8, and like instead of like Guardians of the Galaxy, was because of how surprising it was.
Yeah.
But then again, Guardians was surprising too.
Oh, I was expecting Guardians to be pretty good.
You were?
I was expecting it to be pretty good, but I was surprised at how good it actually was. Though.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a little annoyed by how much,
how hyped
and like how much everyone loves it.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to keep it out of my top 10.
So you're an anti-hipster, or you're a hipster then?
Maybe. But Edge of Tomorrow doesn't have as many fans, but I think it's just about as good.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say it's as good as Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's what. But anyway, so that's both of our number 8 picks. What'd you put at number 7 then?
At number 7, I got The Raid 2.
Whoa, The Raid 2. That's interesting.
It was going to be an honorable mention, but then I reevaluated myself, and I was like, this movie is awesome. The action scenes especially. I mean, if you watch this movie and analyze the story, it's not going to be that cool. But as far as action goes, this is probably one of the best action movies in a while.
Yeah, that's... Okay, I see that point. Yeah, I agree with you on the action. But what you said is, I'm going to go ahead and do a spoiler right now. It's not in my top 10. And
spoiler?
Yeah. It's not in my top 10, and I didn't listen to it as an honorable mention either.
Really?
No. And here's why. I really liked the action in it, but I hated the story.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of the characters except the main one. I thought remember one of my reviewers I watched, it was pretentious, and I was like, "Oh, what? He actually used the word pretentious?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, that actually does describe the movie." What is the definition of pretentious again? Trying to...
It aims to impress, even though it doesn't, like...
It doesn't have any
whatever.
Credibility in that area, you know? They try to go with a really deep gangster saga kind of a story. Like, there's people undercover, and they've got all this stakes and stuff. And I just thought it didn't earn that. It wasn't that good for the storyline. I liked the action scenes at the start more than the ones at the end as well. I thought it could have used some editing too.
But one of the ending action scenes was just breathtaking.
Which one?
The kitchen fight.
That was...
Think about how much...
That was pretty over the top.
Skill was involved in making that, though.
Yeah, that was a good... it was a good fight, but I don't know. I felt it maybe didn't have enough subtlety. It was just a little too over the top, don't you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole movie's over the top.
Yeah,
Remember
that's another thing I didn't like was I felt it crossed the line into this is a cool fight too. This is kind of a little bit too gory for me.
Yeah, it did go there.
It went there and it crossed the line into this is a fun action movie too. This is kind of gross. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it never really was trying to be a fun action movie. It was just like an awesome action movie.
Yeah,
it's kind of a difference.
Yeah, it was trying to be cool. Like
the Raid 1 was also like that.
Yeah,
really violent.
I kind of liked the Raid 1 better.
I like the Raid 1 better, but I think the Raid 2 is the better film.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It wasn't in my top 10. But
right.
The good aspects I like though. All right, so let's see. You just went with your number 7?
Yeah.
All right. What my number 7 is Gone Girl. We already talked about it, but I felt it was where you had it at 9.
Yeah, I had it at 9.
Yeah, I felt it deserved to be a little bit higher at number 7 because just because of the pure quality of the film.
Yeah.
Maybe not because of the enjoyment aspect, but the directing and the acting. And I'll say that for later. But okay, that's my number 7 pick.
Okay.
All right.
Number 6?
Number 6. My number 6 pick is maybe a little lesser known, Nightcrawler. It reeled me in from the start, and it has one of the best performances of the year with Jake Gyllenhaal, who's playing a crazy guy, kind of, that you go back and forth. You like him. I liked him the whole movie, even though he was evil, and American Psycho-esque kind of. And it was just, the storyline was so interesting, and it just really, even though it didn't have like a mind-blowingly deep thing going on, it was just interesting no matter where you were in the film.
I think it was pretty mind-blowingly deep.
You think?
I liked the message of it.
Yeah, it had a good
good
message, but I didn't think it was mind-blowingly deep.
Well, not mind-blowingly deep.
Yeah.
But pretty deep.
Mm-hmm. What other stuff could I say about Nightcrawler? It's so hard to think about something for Nightcrawler because everything else in the film is just so overshadowed by the performance by Gyllenhaal. It's all you can think about is his antics during the movie. It's kind of all about him. So that one vaulted up, partially because it's one of my favorites, and partially because the quality is so high. That's why
That's a good combo.
That's why I had to put it up there at number 6 for me. What's your number 6?
Number 6, I have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Haha.
What number did you have that on?
I had that as my number 9 pick.
Okay. I'm sure we probably have a similar opinion on it, just a different number.
Yeah, different number, similar opinion.
But for me, it kind of blew my mind how much better it was than I actually thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And there's so many, like, awesome quotes. Like, in the future, I see this becoming, like, maybe even a classic.
Wow, I wouldn't go that far.
Not a classic, but, like, you know how Planet of the Apes is? Like, it's not a film classic, but it's a sci-fi classic.
Planet of the Apes is a film classic.
But it's not, like, going to be in the top 100 films of all time.
I bet it is.
It's not in AFI's.
It isn't?
No. It's not even in the top 250 on IMDb.
What? That's crap.
But in the same way, I think Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, given time, could be pretty good.
Maybe. We'll see. There's no way to know for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
That one needs some time.
Yeah.
And then on second viewing, it might be worse.
Yeah, that didn't. I think I read or heard that Stuckman said that it wasn't as good on the second viewing.
Yeah.
So that could be true.
But I've only seen it once, and on first viewing, it was so sick. There's monkeys on horses with machine guns.
Don't you mean apes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see Koba again. That was awesome.
Yeah, Koba was awesome.
So that was your number 6.
Alright, should I move on to 5?
Go ahead, 5. What's your 5 pick?
Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Now we're getting into, like, some of my really, really favorite movies.
Yeah.
Cap 2 was awesome.
That's funny you should say Cap 2 is your number 5 pick, because it was my number 5 pick.
Nice.
Yeah, we both had it at 5. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Probably because it's, like, the best you can possibly be without being a film.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It has aspects of films, like, but it's still a movie. It's like a blockbuster still. But I think it's because they added the espionage angle of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a spy film almost mixed together with an Avengers type movie.
Yeah.
And it had the great cast, and they had a good story, actually. Way better than the story in Avengers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you compare it to Avengers, I'd say Avengers is better, but Cap has the better quality, sort of. You know what I mean? Avengers has more, like, epic action and, like, oh, yes, they're all the Avengers. They're all here. This is so fun. But the story is way worse than Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I would actually say Cap 2 is the best Marvel movie.
Yeah, maybe the best quality one.
And I'd say best action movie of the year.
Best action movie of the year?
Because there's a few scenes.
Oh, yeah, they really ramped up the action with that one.
Yeah, actually 3 scenes that just blew my mind how awesome the action was.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I liked Robert Redford, and I liked Nick Fury, and
Yeah, everything was awesome.
Chris Evans was awesome. And oh yeah, here is the one thing that knocks it over the top for being considered the best Marvel movie. I think The Winter Soldier was the first time they ever actually had a good villain besides Loki. Because Loki has been run to the ground, you know what I mean? He's in every single movie, it seems like, and I'm starting to get kind of indifferent to Loki, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he seems more like a good guy now.
Yeah, he's oversaturated. Like, it's almost like they kind of what they do with Venom, you know, in the comics. Like he became everybody's favorite character, so now he's kind of a good guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's like Loki. Oh well, okay, we know you're an evil villain, Loki, but you're coming along on this mission. We'll just have some handcuffs on you.
It's like they took the aspect of he's Thor's brother. They took that too far. Like he doesn't even seem like a villain.
Yeah, that's true. What I liked about Winter Soldier was at the start he's kind of just mindless. He's kind of just a mindless killer, but he's really strong.
Yeah.
And he's an even match fighting with Cap. And the brawl on the street, that was sick.
Yeah. Also, one aspect I gotta say, there was actually talking in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Did you notice that?
What do you mean?
I don't think in any other Marvel movie there was actually any good character conversations.
Oh yeah.
But in Cap 2,
so you're saying the writing was better?
Not even writing. It's just the fact that they added conversations that delved into the characters. Like the scene with Cap and Nick Fury on the elevator.
Yeah.
Nick Fury tells him a story.
They actually made me like Black Widow. She used to be my least favorite character in the entire Marvel universe, and now I like her.
Yeah.
Because they actually added some character depth to her in that one. But yeah, so that one's definitely a great movie.
The fact that the flying black guy, what's his name?
The flying black guy. Oh man, that's not right. Falcon. Yeah, played by what's that guy's name? He was
Michael B. Jordan.
No.
Clark Duncan.
No.
Denzel Washington. Huh?
No. You're just naming all the black actors, you know. No, he was also in The Hurt Locker too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
That's a good movie.
I don't know his name, but
doesn't matter.
He was pretty good too, and he was funny.
But the reason I brought him up is because in any other movie, like think about Iron Man 2.
Oh.
They added Black Widow.
Uh-huh.
And she was just like, oh, the only point of having her in that movie was so she could be in Avengers.
So she could be introduced. Oh, yeah, I see where you're going.
But Falcon in that movie actually felt like he was a part of that story.
Yeah.
And essential to that movie.
That's true. Yeah, they added him in, but yet he was important.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about any sequels or anything.
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking he's a cool character. He's Cap's friend.
That's a good point. I like that point because you're right. In Iron Man 2, they bring in Black Widow, but she's completely like tacked on and pointless.
Yeah.
Just to bring out Avengers. Oh yeah, wow, that's a good point.
Maybe they learned from their mistakes.
Yeah. All right, so you want to know my number 4?
I really want to know what your number 4 pick is.
My number 4 pick, you may not like this, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wow. That's pretty high.
Yeah, I put it at number 4.
Ugh.
Here's the reasons why. Although I believe that Cap 2 is the better film, this combines the film and movie qualities that I liked. The reasons I liked it was because it reminded me of like a Firefly kind of thing, where you've got your group on your spaceship and they're doing an adventure in space. And it was really funny. And it just was really fun to watch. And it could totally drop off after a second viewing, but as where we sit now, I put up my number 4 on my list.
I disagree.
Why?
Cap 2 is better in every way.
Cap 2 is better in every way?
Yeah.
No?
I have to disagree with that.
I think...
And on second viewing, I mean, I know I'm predicting the future right here.
Yeah.
But I know Cap 2. I know I would like it.
Yeah.
But Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm not sure. It's like, I'm sure I'll like it, but it might not be as good as the first viewing.
Maybe, but I have a feel. But at least to me, Guardians of the Galaxy feels like it could be one of those movies where if it comes on TV, you just want to sit down and watch it. Like, kind of like, just like one of your favorite comedies or something. Like, you see it on the TV and you're like, oh, I love this scene. This is so funny. And then all of a sudden you're sitting down and you're watching the whole movie. I have a feeling it would be one of those, like kind of like one of those movies. Because not every movie, even if you think it's good, can you just sit down and watch it at any time and still enjoy it every time.
That is true.
And that's why I think it will have that element to it.
The one reason I don't think it should be in the top 10. Well, it could be in the top 10,
Yeah.
but I don't think it should be that high. The story is so bad.
Yeah.
Think about the story.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't even.
You complained about Raid 2's story.
Oh,
Guardians of the
well,
Galaxy
that's
is way
because
worse.
that's because Raid 2 was trying to do a good story and failing. Guardians was never trying to be a good story.
That's
was
not an excuse.
No, yeah, it is
That's
because
not an excuse.
That's an excuse because in Guardians the story is not the main thing to bring you there. Just like I don't know, if you're going to what's a good example of this thing? If you're going to watch a fight between two bruisers, you're not going to complain that there's no fast punches or something like that. It's gonna be a bruising match. You know, when you go to see Guardians, it's gonna be all about the fun, the laughs, and like the characters. It's not about the story. The story is secondary in that one.
Yeah.
But in Raid 2, they attempted to make the story primary, when in fact it wasn't interesting enough to be primary. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah.
So that's why.
I still think the story in Raid 2 is pretty interesting, whereas Guardians of the Galaxy story is just meh.
But which one did you have more fun watching? Which story?
Well,
Obviously Guardians.
I had more fun
which
watching
one?
Guardians.
So which one is more successful then?
Yeah, but that doesn't. Fun isn't the only thing.
Well, I know.
Then
Fun's
Spider-Man's the best movie of all time.
Well, okay.
Because that's my favorite childhood movie. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, I know that. That's why you have to take everything in account. And so, keeping all those aspects in account, that was my number 4 pick.
All right, it's your opinion, man.
All right, what's your number 4 pick?
My number 4 pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just gotta say, now we're getting into the really good movies.
Okay.
Well, I guess Cat 2 is good, but now it's time for film time.
Now it's time to get to the nitty-gritty of the Oscar caliber films.
Yeah.
Okay.
All these upcoming ones I can see winning Oscars.
Okay.
Number 4, Interstellar.
Ah, nice. Good pick.
This one had so much hype built up inside of me,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't disappoint, honestly.
Really?
Even though it wasn't like a 10 in my opinion, I still loved it.
Uh-huh.
It was Nolan at the top of his game, and yeah, awesome.
Nolan at the top of his game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Spielberg in the 80s or something.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that, but I would say that Interstellar, I kept my expectations for it to be a great film, and that's what it was. So funny you mentioned it number 4. It's my number 3 pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so you skipped 4?
No, 4 was Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's my number 3 pick. It's your number 4 pick. And the reason I'd say it's my third favorite and best, it's kind of a mix in our list. I'd say the filming of it when you're going into space and you go into the wormhole and you see the effects of the time going by, that's something that I don't think I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
So
the effects were revolutionary.
I don't think you can, like, there's a lot of people that want to minimize the movie and by saying things like, oh, well, the plot doesn't make sense, I don't like the ending, yada yada yada. To me, those comments are more of a kind of an annoying, like, picking at it, you know what I mean? It had more than just those elements to me. It was kind of more of an experience almost, along with the great acting. Like, the acting carried it into the experience, and then the effects were mind-blowing. And you go in, that's a movie you have to see before you die, I think.
Think so?
Not because it's like one of the best of all time. I mean, I only gave it an 8 out of 10. But I think it's one that, if you want to have something interesting happening, you want to do something that you've never seen before, you could watch that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Alright, shall we move on to my number 3?
Yeah, what's your number 3 pick?
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, nice.
Yeah. What'd you put Nightcrawler? 6?
I put that at my number 6 pick behind Cap, Guardians, and Interstellar.
Oh, I teabagged Cap and Guardians.
Well, I don't know. Well, okay.
Nightcrawler was one of my faves of the year.
Yeah.
I didn't have any hype for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. Heard Jake was good, so I went and saw it, and I was blown away.
Yeah, you were blown away.
It was American Psycho meets Network.
Yeah. Hey, you haven't even seen Network. You can't even say that.
Yeah, I know. You can't tell them that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to sound like you know something. Well, it was Godfather meets Gone with the Wind. With a little bit of 2001 Space Odyssey.
Those don't mix at all.
I know. That's what it's funny.
But Nightcrawler was my surprise pick of the year. Didn't see it coming. Loved it.
So the surprise factor made it vault up for you?
Just even though, here's the thing, even though it was a super dark, like, almost dark comedy, kind of like American Psycho.
Uh-huh.
But it was like American Psycho in that it was extremely enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
And I have to add, the ending, 20 minutes, my heart was pounding the entire way.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that the ending 20 minutes were, so intense for them.
For me, it was, the most intense ending. One of the most intense endings I've ever seen.
Really?
I think
so. Maybe that's why I didn't have it as high, because I personally didn't think that ending was as intense as you described.
Oh, it was so intense.
I thought it was tense, but I felt like I felt way more tension than that one.
Like what? In what movies?
Like Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of the best of all time.
Yeah, I know. But that's the one that comes to my mind when I think of most intense moments is Deer Hunter. But I agree with what you're saying about Nightcrawler. It's definitely one of the best of the year. Where you put it in your top 10 is only a matter of preference.
Yeah.
So that was your number 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do you want to go to my number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been debating in my mind between number 1 and 2 the whole time. And my number 2 is Boyhood.
Of course.
And I know Nin probably has a different number 2 than me. And but here's the reason
that pick is number 2.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. Here's my number 2 pick, Boyhood, because I think that the reason I enjoy Boyhood so much, and in my mind I could give it best of the year, but the reason I do that is likely because I relate to the characters in the film more than someone who's younger than me or someone who's older than me. Because I am growing up at the same time as the characters in the movie almost. We're pretty similar in age. And so when they reference things that happened in the 90s, I go, oh yeah, I remember that. Or, oh yeah, my childhood was just like that. So those things are personal to me. So it's hard to say that everyone will like it that much. So that's why I had to bring it down to number 2 instead of number 1.
Okay.
So, because what I'm saying is that the nostalgia factor had too much of an effect on me personally. So that's why, if I'm trying to be objective, I'd have to say number 2.
But then again, it's kind of like a time capsule.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
quite
why.
A few years later, watching this movie is like a time capsule. Opening it up and seeing the life of another person.
Oh yeah, I know. It definitely was, mind-blowing in that way. And you can't go without mentioning, how it was filmed, over the course of the 12 years. That's gonna put it on the spot of everybody who wants to see something that's never been done. You know what I mean? I think out of any film of this year, Boyhood may be the most remembered for film fans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not people that go to see blockbusters, but people that are, film buffs or whatever. So it's my number 2 pick.
Maybe I'm more of a film buff than you.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Because I put that at a different spot.
Okay, what's your number 2 pick?
My number 2 pick is Birdman.
Hey, that's a good pick.
Yeah, I liked Birdman. It was incredible. It was a film by far over a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's your number 1.
It's my number 1. Yeah, I put it number 1 over Boyhood just because I thought it was number 1.
Yeah.
So my number 1's Boyhood. Your number 1 is.
My number 1 is John Wick. Just kidding.
You're just trying to not set him off.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, mine's Boyhood.
So
the reason I picked Boyhood, because for me, Boyhood and Birdman, as a film, are both on the same level of quality.
Mm-hmm.
But my personal choice is Boyhood because I loved it, so that's why.
Oh, okay. I just thought of another reason why I put Boyhood at number 2, because with Birdman, any flaw you have with the movie, I don't think it would be like on a technical thing, like, oh, this scene had acting that was bad, or this scene was poorly shot or poorly directed. But I think in Boyhood there was a few scenes that had bad acting in them.
Bad acting?
Yeah, like remember.
Oh, that's true.
Remember the Sofia Coppola aspect?
Yeah.
Like his daughter.
One bad actor.
Like she had some scenes that were good, and then other scenes were terrible. And then
But to be fair, she was barely in the movie.
yeah, but also like a couple of the other scenes, like with Patricia Arquette, the main female lead that played Ethan Hawke's wife. I thought some of her scenes were really good and like super good acting quality, but then other scenes I thought were a little. I think it's because she was playing off the bad acting of I don't even know her name, Sofia Coppola. But so I thought there was some scenes in Boyhood that had some bad acting in them, so that was another reason. It kind of took me out of it for a little few minutes.
I think the acting was going for more realistic. I thought Patricia Arquette's acting was like
Yeah,
a real
it definitely was grounded in realism. That's for sure.
I didn't think the acting needed like Gyllenhaal-esque.
No, yeah,
over the
it
top
wasn't it was
method
trying to
acting.
be realistic. That's for sure.
I felt like it was realistic, and all the acting was good except Sofia Coppola.
Yeah. And Ethan Hawke was amazing in that one. I remember he was just so good. Like he felt
Yeah.
like a real person. Like I wonder if he was playing himself. The best thing you could say is I wonder if he was playing himself.
He wasn't playing himself.
You don't think?
I bet 100% odds against
That's how good it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that
It
was.
seemed
awesome.
like it though. That's how good it was.
Yeah, but here's the reason. And Birdman, that's why I put it at number one, because I felt mixing the favorite with the quality. I don't think there's any flaws in Birdman, and you can remember all the scenes from it. They're all flowing like super long one take shots. Everything goes down and up, and I love the aspect of how he was writing his play. And I thought Edward Norton delivered one of the best performances of the year in the movie, and Michael Keaton also delivered one of the best or the best performances of the year. Yeah,
Michael Keaton?
That
I think
was
he's
awesome.
a bit overrated this year.
Overrated this year, you think?
Yeah.
I think that. Think about this. What has he been in? Pretty much nothing, and he comes out of nowhere with such an amazing performance.
It didn't really blow me away, to be honest.
You didn't think that was good?
Well, it was really good, but I thought Norton was better.
Well, I know Norton was obviously mind blowing. I would give.
He took away the stage.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Keaton was great, but he didn't blow me away.
remember the underwear scene when he like goes down on the street?
Yeah.
And he goes out, and then he comes on and barely gets in there in time, and then it all flows into the acting, and then the amazing ending. That had the best ending of the year, don't you think?
Maybe, yeah. But I gotta say, my pick for best acting is Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal is your number one pick?
Yeah.
All right, okay, let's do some picks.
Yeah.
So now you know our top tens. Should we run them down just in case they're interested? My number starting at number 10, Fury, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Edge of Tomorrow, Gone Girl, Nightcrawler, Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, Interstellar, Boyhood, and Birdman, number 1.
Mine is number 10, Grand Budapest Hotel, 9, Gone Girl, 8, Edge of Tomorrow, 7, The Raid 2, 6, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, 5, Captain America 2, 4, Interstellar, 3, Nightcrawler, 2, Birdman, and 1, which is where it should be, Boyhood. Alright, so you think best actor is Keaton?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's pretend we're the Oscars if we could give the Oscar awards. Who would you give Best Actor of the Year to award to?
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal deserves Best Actor of the Year?
Yeah.
What are the other performances everybody's considering? They're considering...
they're considering the Imitation Game guy.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen that, so
And they're considering Keaton, and they're considering who else?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you might be right with Gyllenhaal for Best Performance. I think they nominated the main guy who's in Selma as well. I haven't seen that yet.
I don't really want to see that one for some reason.
Yeah, me neither. It's just I don't
Isn't
know.
that like 6
I
months
don't.
something?
I'm not a fan of a biopic. They always end up being lame. Because
Not always.
they're always so paint by the numbers.
Not always.
Oh yeah, and The Theory of Everything. Eddie Redmayne
yeah.
from that is nominated.
Meh. I don't really want to see
that
that.
doesn't look that good to me. That's the biopic thing again. Doesn't look very good. But yeah. So I guess for Best Actor, I'd probably go with Gyllenhaal this year because I liked Keaton a lot, but
I think Keaton's going to be a lock to win most of the awards.
yeah, Keaton will probably win every award just because he's been out of the spotlight for so long.
Maybe his acting had more subtleties.
Maybe
So-
Gyllenhaal's was definitely a.
It was over the top.
It was a character, you know, that
Yeah.
you'd specifically like, oh, remember what Gyllenhaal did in this movie? it's kind of a, it's he's making you remember that he was in that movie with that performance. You know what I mean?
I guess.
But with maybe you could say Keaton was a little bit more subtle, maybe had more layers
Yeah, I
than
guess
just
Keaton's performance was more of like an Oscar-winning type
yeah,
because it says something. Because he actually plays a realistic guy.
maybe yeah,
He's like a washed-up actor.
yeah,
So he had more things he had to think about, whereas Gyllenhaal was a guy who he could completely make up.
yeah.
He didn't really have to follow any guidelines.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
But then again, Keaton was just playing himself. Just kidding.
Yeah. So maybe I'd pick Keaton or maybe I'd pick Gyllenhaal. I'd have to see it again for Best Actor. What about Best Actress?
Oh, obviously. Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike deserves Best
She
Actress.
blew my dome.
That's pretty obvious. I don't think there's any female performance this year that comes anywhere near Rosamund Pike's performance.
Yeah, she's awesome.
For Gone Girl.
She's gonna win by far.
I hope she win. If she doesn't win, that would just be. I don't even know who they would consider above her.
Isn't there like?
I think. Oh
There's
yeah.
no Streeps this year. Is
No,
there?
there's they've got what's her name from some no-name movie.
Oh, Wild with.
No, not that one.
Not that one?
They've got Jennifer Aniston in some movie called Cake. Never seen it. They've got Julianne Moore in some movie. I have a feeling they might give it to her.
Yeah, that was Wild, wasn't it?
No, that was Reese Witherspoon in
Oh.
Wild. But yeah, I don't know what movie it was, but it didn't seem like it would be that interesting. But if they don't give it to Rosamund Pike, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But so what other categories can we get?
Best Director.
Best Director? I'd say okay. This one is so hard to choose because Best Director, it's either Linklater or Gonzalez Arano or whatever, however you say his name.
Yeah.
They're both such great directors. Who do you give it to?
Well, I'd give it to Boyhood because of the 12-year type thing.
The 12-year
That's
thing?
the first time.
But
that's
what
ever been
about?
done.
But then you could counter with what about the entire movie being extremely long takes?
Oh, that's true.
But
Is that the first time that's been
But
done?
does that go more of a credit to the cinematographer than it does to Arano?
Yeah, that's probably more the cinematographer.
Yeah, maybe I'd say best cinematography goes to Birdman, and I'd give best director to Linklater.
Same here.
If I was the Oscars, I'd give best picture to Birdman, and I'd give best director and like some other stuff to Boyhood.
No, I'd give Best Picture to Boyhood because it's more of like a Best Picture type winning movie.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
They're not gonna give it to
Birdman.
Birdman.
Yeah, they probably
There's no like deep life messages, but Boyhood, I think it is.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe Boyhood is more likely to win the Oscar, I'd say. Yeah, you're probably right on that one. What other categories could we think of?
Best Supporting Actor.
Let's see. Best supporting.
Well,
actor.
most people are gonna say J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
we haven't seen
we
that.
haven't seen Whiplash yet. I'm sure it's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I can't even think of anything else.
But the only one I would give it to is
Norton.
Edward Norton.
Norton, yeah.
So, because his performance was mind blowing. But
Ethan Hawke was great too.
Oh yeah. Ethan Hawke would be my dark horse pick. Because let's say they screw Boyhood, they may give Ethan Hawke the best supporting actor award. Then
I don't think they will give it to him though.
you don't think? I bet Simmons is a lock.
Yeah.
He's probably a lock because I don't know. He looks like a really good one.
Although Dafoe is pretty good in John Wick.
Yeah, he was.
He supported Keanu the entire movie.
That's true. They might give best actor to Keanu for John Wick.
They just don't want to set him off.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a really lame category. Best Supporting Actress.
I
don't even have a choice.
I can't even think of any best supporting actresses.
Zoe Saldana.
In
as,
what?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
They never have any good female characters. They need to make some better ones.
Yeah.
Let's see, best supporting female actress.
Yeah, there's always a good supporting
with
guy.
the main
Hey,
girl-
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yeah,
She was good.
I'd nominate her. What about Patricia Arquette? Would that would be a lead performance, wouldn't it?
No, that'd be supporting.
If that was supporting, that would count.
You just said she wasn't that good though.
Well, I said there was a couple scenes, but I still think overall her performance was worthy of an
Oh,
award.
you know what really deserves it? Sophia Coppola.
That's not even her name.
She could win a Razzie.
Yeah, she could win the Razzie though for worst acting of the year, but probably not. I mean, I'm sure there's worse.
There's a worse.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's your pick for worst movie of the year?
I've only seen a few bad movies this year. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was meh.
Yeah.
22 Jump Street was meh. And then I can't. What else was it?
Yeah, we never see a movie. Whoops. We
don't see bad movies.
Yeah, if it looks like it might be bad, we don't see it because I'm not about to waste my money on it. Like.
Yeah, we're not critics.
We're not gonna go to the Hanging 5 horror movie.
Yeah, or like Annabelle and.
Yeah, Ouija and all that crap. We would never see that because it looks so terrible. It's on everybody's worst of the year list, but we didn't see it because we're not.
But hey, if I was a critic and I got to see it for free.
Yeah, if they paid me.
I'd go see it.
Yeah, if they paid me to watch it, then I'd go watch. But I would never watch Ouija just to pay to watch it. But yeah, my
best one
my pick for worst of the year is Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, Equalizer.
Equalizer.
That was also meh.
I liked Equalizer.
It was okay.
I liked Equalizer more than Spider-Man 2.
You think so?
Yeah, because I love Denzel in that.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah. I liked Spider-Man though.
Spider-Man was okay, but I think overall I liked Equalizer better.
Yeah, I guess the worst one I saw. Actually, the worst movie I saw this year was 22 Jump Street.
Really?
Yeah.
But I feel like that was a comedy though, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, but it's such a bad movie.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Just because it's a comedy doesn't give it a right.
Well, I think that a comedy's main goal is to be funny, and it had some funny scenes in it. So therefore, I would say it's not the worst of the year.
Yeah, there's better comedies.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it won't win any awards for any comedy or anything, but I don't know. I'd say Amazing Spider-Man 2 is my pick for worst of the year.
I differ on you there. I'd say 22 Jump Street.
Yeah. And we didn't see Transformers either.
Oh, that was like crap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see that.
I'm never gonna give Michael Bay any more money.
Yeah, Michael Bay sucks.
I can't believe we saw Transformers 1 through 3.
We saw all the first 3 in theaters.
And we got Transformers on DVD. Transformers 3 on Blu-ray.
What were we thinking?
We were so dumb back then.
I think that was back... the prime example is Transformers.
Prime example, nice.
What do you mean?
Optimus Prime.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's a great example of, like, when you don't know a lot about movies, you think Transformers is, like, a great series and you want to go see it because you want to see, like, a spectacle. But once you start knowing what a good movie is, it's really hard to watch such terrible movies like Transformers.
Although at the time, the idea of taking like a TV show and making it into a really cool CGI movie was a pretty good idea.
I mean, well, the first one may be considered a pretty fun, pretty good movie. But after that, they just turned into sucky crap.
2 was so bad.
2 was like horrible, and 3 was
just the
garbage.
definition of meh.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, wait, why are we talking about the Transformers?
Transformers 4 came
out. Yeah, Transformers 4. We're not going to see it. Yeah, even Wahlberg can't save that pile.
Even Wahlberg? What's that supposed to mean? He's not a good actor.
Yeah, he is. Wahlberg's good. I like Wahlberg.
He only has one good movie. Or 2, 3. 3 good movies.
Which ones did you say in your head?
Departed, Boogie Nights, and what was the other one? Can't think of it.
The Shooter?
Yeah, no, The Fighter.
The Fighter and The Shooter. I like Shooter.
Shooter's not that good.
It's pretty cool. All right, but anyhow, I think Wahlberg is a good actor. Well, he's not a good actor, but I like him in movies as an actor.
He's not a good actor.
He's good. He's pretty good.
He's not good at acting.
He isn't?
He's never really had a good performance. Although I haven't seen Boogie Nights.
What about The Fighter?
He might have a good performance in that one.
What about The Fighter, though?
No, Amy Adams was better than him. Christian Bale was better than him in that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
He was kind of overshadowed. He was just like the generic guy.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
In The Departed, didn't he just drop a bunch of F-bombs?
Yeah, in The Departed, he was definitely a caricature.
Yeah.
His main thing was just to drop F-bombs every second and to, like, be really angry. That was so funny, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, what other categories is there?
Best editing?
Best editing, who cares?
I do.
You do?
I love editing.
Well, obviously...
I'd give it to Boyhood.
No, what? Best editing?
Yeah.
That goes to... Well, okay, what's editing then?
Well,
yeah,
it's either obviously Birdman or Boyhood.
Yeah, Birdman and Boyhood are gonna win like every award.
Yeah.
What about like? Let's do some categories that are not in anything. What is
best theme song?
Best.
John Wick.
You just want to go to John Wick mention it.
Although I do have to do an honorable mention. Interstellar.
Oh,
really great.
Oh yeah. Best score.
Yeah.
Not best soundtrack. Best score.
Interstellar was good.
Birdman was good. Remember the drums?
Birdman was great.
Oh, except for oh, did you hear about this? The Oscars are calling the Birdman score was not a score. They're saying it's a soundtrack because they used like elements of like other classical music in like drum form together and stuff.
Really?
So they're saying it doesn't count as the best original score. It's pretty lame. I would count it as a score. Oh, and then remember, Gone Girl also had the really good score. I'd give it to
Interstellar, but I would nominate Gone Girl and Birdman.
Yeah, I'd probably. Well,
did Nightcrawler have a good one? I don't remember.
I don't remember Nightcrawler's score.
It had pretty good cinematography though.
Yeah, it did. I'd say the best score was probably. I might give that one to Gone Girl.
Really?
Yeah, just because you remember the score, but you don't remember like any specific song.
It made every scene.
It fit the scenes
better.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about which one do I want to listen to by itself, I probably would say Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar's theme is almost like a character by itself.
Yeah, it was. They always played it in like the most like epic moments, kind of.
Yeah, like it went perfectly when
they entered the wormhole and stuff.
I was thinking more when, what's his face? All right.
Oh, what, Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
You couldn't remember
when
that?
He was talking to Murph.
Oh, yeah.
Telling her.
Yeah.
That was pretty sad. The music made it really sad.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'd give it to that.
Yeah, I'd say Interstellar could win Best Score. But do you think the Oscars will give it Best Score? I don't think so.
No, they don't usually like Nolan.
I don't think they're not gonna like Nolan this year.
They didn't give it to Inception.
I don't think Nolan will win any awards this year. What do you think?
I don't know. But to me, like, Inception should have won, because that score was revolutionary.
Oh, yeah, that score, like...
everyone's copying that score.
Yeah, everybody has been copying Inception since it came out.
And Dark Knight's score was incredible.
Yeah, Dark Knight was mind-blowing.
They didn't even nominate it, did they?
No.
So I don't think they like Nolan too much.
Yeah. What about, let's see, best cinematography we already said was going to go to Birdman. Best action scene of the year.
Best action scene?
Yeah, what is it?
I like the Quicksilver scene.
That's a good scene.
Either that or one or two scenes I like from John Wick.
What about the mud fight in Raid 2?
Oh, yeah.
The mud fight in Raid 2, the highway fight in Cap 2.
Yeah.
The club scene in John Wick.
Or the house scene.
Or the house scene in John Wick. Either or, depending on which one you like more. That's why I can't pick John Wick. I can't pick John Wick because I liked the club scene and I liked the house scene, but I don't know which one I liked better.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? The mud fight?
Yeah, I'd give it to Mud Fight.
Mud fight you'd give it to? Yeah. I'd give it to...
Because it was the best aspect of Raid 2 because it wasn't too gory. So it wasn't...
Oh, that was pretty gory.
It was pretty gory, but it didn't go too over the top like some other scenes did. It was just pure awesome kung fu fighting awesomeness.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'd give it to Mud Fight.
Mud fight? Yeah, but then some people would say there's even a better scene is the car chase in Raid 2.
Car chase was good.
Best action scene.
I like the mud fight more.
Yeah.
Oh, the car chase did have good choreography.
But
they were fighting inside the car.
I thought that was stupid, honestly.
That was cool.
I thought it was lame. I'm like, really? You have time for kung fu moves like you're sitting in a car? I thought it was pretty stupid.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it was awesome.
I don't know.
Also, Cap 2 also had...
I'd probably go with Cap 2 for my favorite action scene. Best action scene...
Cap 2 had the elevator fight.
That was pretty cool.
That was my favorite fight.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. I remember that.
That was like Die Hard 3, but with Captain America.
But I'm going to go... Here's my dark horse, though, is John Wick, the club fight. Because that's where it went from, like, a 6 out of 10, like, forgotten in time to, like, wow, you have to see John Wick.
Really? You thought it was a 6 before that?
No, what I'm just saying is, without that action scene or those action scenes in the movie, it would have just been an average forgotten movie. But now it's like elevated. Like I wanted to watch those scenes again right away, and it felt like new and fresh and smooth and flowing, and it was really cool. I thought that was the best.
Well, yeah. If you took out both of those scenes, John Wick would be average.
Yeah. So, wow, we're getting at. Okay, we're pretty long. Should we end the episode?
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? Oh yeah, we watched Harry Potter 3, just as a side note. And guess what? It gets better. Harry Potter 3 is actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Harry Potter 1 and 2 suck. No. They don't suck, but 3 was actually awesome. It was really good.
3 was really fun to watch.
3 was a good one. That was awesome. But
if only the first one was that good, then I'd actually understand the hype.
yeah. Well, so on that note, you now know all about our top 10 of the year. Hope you enjoy it, and if you have your own top 10, you could comment or whatever, and tell us what you thought. So I'll see you later. Bye.
See ya.